Okay, so where should we go to show off the buildie? Can we get up here? Question mark? Let's say, bro, move. I'm trying to make a YouTube video. This guy's squishy. You look squishy, sir. Man, you guys are really going after me, bro. Nice try. Going dark. Let's burn these guys, burn them down. They have low health. No, let me get you. You're dead. Let me get you. You get a flash wave. Boom. Alright, cool. We got them both killed. Big DPS, baby. Can't hit me while I'm smoke screen. I'm gonna stare you. Don't even have to, bro. I'm gonna stare at this guy. Larry! Nope, nope, nope. Pop this. Now no projectiles can hit me. Let's burn him down. Ah, he's tanky as shit. Not gonna like this. Peace. 143k damage with 11 kills. Let's go, boy. What's going on, YouTube? I've been getting a lot of requests about my build guide here, and I wanted to show people my different loadouts I have with the bow dagger. And I'll go through a couple things and I'll show you some clips in PvP to show you that it does work. It is effective. It does give you a lot of survivability and puts out a lot of DPS. We will go over it right now, I guess. Okay, I'm gonna move the camera so you can see everything. Word. All right. So we have 3 different loadout slots. This is very important to use, guys. If you haven't already, you have 3 different loadout slots. It makes it really easy to switch, depending on what kind of content you're working on. So I have the poison PvP, which is very good for high damage output. I do this when I'm not in a group. I'm just doing individual arena or just going around and doing open world PvP. In the middle here is my AoE. Very, very good for PvE. Boss fights, you put out a lot of damage with this. So I do like this, but you have to target things manually, which makes things a little bit harder for PvP. So I only run this for PvE. And then I have this build for group fights. It puts a lot of Thundercloud weaken on people, which is going to reduce endurance, which makes your crit hit a little harder. If you guys want a video about how stats work, request it down in the comments. I can describe that. I've done a lot of research on what points to what. So if you're interested in learning more about that, let me know. But that would have to be a whole separate video because there's a lot that goes into it, even though it only seems like a little bit. But we can do that in another video. So the poison PvP, I inject with venom. I decided not to upgrade this to the lightning, even though I see a lot of people doing the thundercloud weaken. I've done testing on both. The poison's just going to put a lot more damage on them. The weaken does weaken them, but with poison you're killing them so fast it doesn't even matter. So what we do for our active skills is we do the poison, the inject venom. So you run that, you hit him with the strafing, and you hit him with the Zephyr's Knock. You lock them up with ensnaring arrow, and then you hit them hard with a decisive sniping. That should usually kill anybody with that rotation except for tanks. Those are usually pretty hard to hit. Now, sometimes when you're fighting someone else with a dagger, when you hit them with ensnaring arrow, they're going to pop the camouflage cloak, which gets you out of a CC. I'll show you that in skill specialization here in a second. That's why I run the flash wave, because that's going to hit them even though they're cloaked. And a cool thing you could do, I'll show you, with Flash Wave and this perk here called Blitz. This is my, if you got a big team charging you, you can, let me get out of this area. You can literally hit them with this. So you pop it, I hit my forward button, resets it, and you can pop it right again. Now obviously you can make it a lot quicker than that if you need to, but it's really good for group hits. It should probably hit them around 2,000 to 3,000 per. So it really burns them down while they're pushing you. Anywho, we're gonna go back in here. Once you've done that rotation, if these are on cooldowns, the next rotation will be your Shadow Escape, which is going to teleport them to you, or teleport yourself to them. And you can hit them with a Cleaving Moonlight, and then Brutal Incision right after. And then you can teleport right back to where you were. I use this a lot, the Shadow Escape, to get in and get out. I can show some videos. I think I got some clips with the an arena I can post in here. And last but not least, your defensive skills. So your Camouflage Cloak, which if you put on a CC immunity, it will tear you out of some binds, which is kind of nice. If you get binded, you can just pop your cloak and get out. And then I also run Phantom Smokescreen. This is my deterrent against those crossbow users. Crossbow users are very, very high output burst DPS. So when you see them do a little tornado, or I'm not sure what the ability's called, there's like a little spinny thing they do that really hurts. And they have one, it's a burst fire. You pop the smoke screen, all those attacks miss. Let's pause the video real quick. I'm gonna go into the arena thing. I'm pretty sure there's one here. I know for a fact there's one over here. Hello, let's practice. I will show you guys with all these other guys here testing stuff out. Hello, dummy. You're my buddy. So like I said, what you want to do is pop the poison, hit strafe, Zephyr's knock, bind them, decisive sniping, hold it, hold it, hold it. The bind's still on, 10k damage. If they're running away, pop them with the fire, reset it, pop another flash wave. Now all your arrow abilities should be off of cooldown. Now the next step you can do is hop in, slice, slice, hit those 3 abilities and pop right back out. Zephyr's knock, or the strafing, sorry, and Zephyr's knock, bind them. Make sure you proc your poison as much as you can. I always forget, but I'm telling you, look at the ticks. 108, 110, 110. Like those poison ticks really mess people up, especially if they're low health and running away. You can still get some kills that way. I wish I had a crossbow guy that can attack me. I would show you that this will break you out of CCs. Throw in the cloak. And if you're getting attacked by someone with an arrow, you can hit the smoke screen, and now all incoming effects don't hurt you. Or projectiles, which would be anything from mainly the crossbow. It's my crossbow deterrent there. Under skill specializations for the poison PvP build, for ensnaring arrow, I increased the duration, which makes them bind a little bit longer. That way I can get off my decisive sniping on somebody. And then my hit chance, I bump it up 20%. Because if you look, the original ensnaring arrow is only 80% chance to bind. So putting that extra 20% on is going to guarantee that they're going to get binded. Unless they have bind resistance, just remember that. But most people don't yet. So this is very, very good when you're running from someone when you're low health, especially a melee class. You can ensnare them and then start bursting attack down, and they're just staring at you with low health, and you can kill them, which is very toxic, and I love it. Next, for decisive sniping, the charge time, I increase that just for the more damage, and you can hold it down because you have ensnaring arrow. You have that increased duration, so the decisive sniping helps out a lot. Just being able to put that down. Now the mobility, no, this is a questionable one. I prefer this. Some people would take this out and put the increased damage when they're stunned, bind, or collision, or oppressed. This is good if you have them bind, but you're not going to be able to move. Now, I like to use this when people are running away, and you can slowly walk behind them, and they think they're running, but they're really not, and you can still get that, stay within the range to hit somebody. I've always liked the mobility effect. I put it on all my bit loadouts. That's up to you. You can take either one of these. For strafing, you want to add the gale effect. That's just going to help a little bit more with you can sometimes hit 2 enemies with 1, which also explodes on the 10th stack, which is really, really nice. And then the consecutive use is a must. It gives you a couple extra hits. Now, you definitely want to hit your strafing to level 5 as fast as you can. I put decisive sniping as my second one because that's my big DPS, like one-shotter. Moving down in Flash Wave. Flash Wave, you gotta pull the Flash Wave. It starts off at Flash Arrow, which in my opinion doesn't really do much and it's hard to hit. So I put the Flash Wave on. That gives you the wider range too, and that's just to grab a group that's incoming and pushing your squad. I find it to help a lot. Now under Dagger, Shadow Escape. You definitely want the Shadow Escape that teleports you there and back. And so this one gives you the teleport back. If you don't have it, you can't come back to where you originally threw that effect on. And then the skill damage increase, which gives you a bigger range. You can catch people running. I found it a lot in arena that people will turn into their little dog and it's hard to catch them. So this gives you an extra range to catch them. Your Brutal Incision, damage increased against poison targets. Since we're doing poison, I put that on. Fleeting Moonlight, consecutive use, that gives you a couple more hits. And the additional damage, that's for the poison target. I like that a lot too. But that is pretty much it. I don't put anything on Phantom's smoke screen. Oh. Very, very important. Camouflage Cloak. You want the CC immunity. That is very strong for a lot of the CCs that we have now. So that about wraps it up for my high DPS poison PvP build. Going into the AoE, it's pretty much exactly the same. A couple things that I switch is in specializations. As you can see, Decisive Bombardment, I take all of them. The extra charge time for the Whirlpool, because I do have Whirlpool on Nature's Blessing. So that's going to proc Decisive Bombardment to speed up a little faster. Mobility is nice to get out of, like if you're doing a boss fight and they drop a fireball on you, it kind of gives you that indicator. You can walk out of it and then still shoot it while you're charging. That helps. Decisive Bombardment, this helps you hit more than one target, so it kind of gives you an AoE in a way. It basically puts a cone right in front of you and you can hit every target that's in that cone as opposed to just one person. If I take this off, you can only hit one target. This makes you hit multiple. It's a good explosion. Love it. Brutal Arrow, this is another good AoE. It also puts a Gale effect on them. So you have Gale from here, you're also getting Gale from strafing, which is going to give stacks on an enemy. So when you throw a Zephyr's Knock, that attacking a target with Gale status that you applied consumes a Gale stack. This gives you bonus damage with Zephyr's Knock. You'll see 2800, 3000 crits off this. And then for the Dagger, I don't have the teleport back because usually your tank's going to have aggro, so you can teleport in. I use this specifically to jump into an enemy and knock them down with Ankle Strike. So I have that ability down here. So I just teleport in, push them over, and then run away. That's literally all I use that for. Everything else is pretty much a bow skill. I still have the Limit Break, which is going to reset, which is very good for Decisive Bombardment, which is going to drop 8 to 13, so I've seen some 14,000 damage. So you want to pop the Decisive Bombardment. I'll show you. This is kind of the rotation for PvE. The same thing, Poison, Zephyr. And I'm going to show you how the cone works. See how you have 2 targets there? See how I hit both? Here's your Gale. And then here's your cone. Just keep the rotation going. And then you can hit massive targets there. That's a lot of AoE. I wonder if the dummy will knock over. No, it won't. But that's how that works. Let me just show you how effective this thing is. So you can hold it back. 13, 13, 13. So that's why I put all those skill points into Decisive Bombardment, because of that. It is very, very beautiful. It's nice to work with. Last but not least, this is your debuff skills. It's really noisy here. I'm gonna go hide in the corner. Excuse me, boys. This one is going to put the lightning infusion on. So this is that poison skill. That's right here. Oops. Where is it? Right here. This is your poison. So make sure you put on lightning infusion. This is going to put weaken on the enemies that you're hitting, which is very, very good. I like it. It decreases the melee range and magic endurance. It stacks up. That increases basically your crit damage to them. Again, if you want to learn about crit damage, hit chance, endurance, and evasion, all those things really matter. I can do that in a separate video. Just let me know down in the comments. Yeah, so after you hit him with this, you have the Thundercloud's Bombardment and the Cleaving Moonlight. I want to be able to put this in, but I already have the Thunderclouds. So as long as you pop the Lightning Infusion and then you jump in with Shadow Escape, hit him with Cleaving Moonlight, and then hit the Thunder Bomb Cloud, you should do a lot of damage. It takes all the lightning stacks and explodes them. Let me see if I can show you. You don't notice as much damage with these guys with this ability. Oh, okay. So that did 4,400 with just that one ability. So you can notice a difference more on your melee, but you see how they have the little lightning thing on them? See, they have 15 stacks of Thunderclouds, which is reducing 16 per stack. Their endurance, all endurances are being reduced. It's 15 per stack. And when you run this, look, 19 stacks, 20 stacks. So you're reducing their evasion or their endurance by like 300, if my math is correct. It's probably not, but I can edit that back. But yeah, that's kind of the build. That's the only thing different from the poison. I mean, you still have the same things here. You still run the flash wave, reset, flash wave. And it's crazy because a lot of people in PvP don't expect the second flash wave. Sometimes they'll see the glowing bow and they'll run away. So you only hit like one or two, but then they immediately charge in and you can just hit them with the second one. Those are usually your weaker people. So very, very effective skill. Again, for the PvP, I keep on the camouflage cloak with the CC immunity, and I also have the phantom smokescreen. Really quick, to talk about passives. The passives on the poison PvP, we have steady aim, which is going to increase your magic melee range crit hit chance by 335, since I have it to purple 1. And it hurts them more when they're bound or shackled, which we do a lot of binding. And also your Shadow Escape has a bind chance. You also have the bind from Ensnaring Arrow. I increase it with Murderous Energy, which is going to increase the poison damage over time. It does more at night, so when it's PvP time, you do a lot more poison damage, which is great, down in the open world dungeons. When attacking targets afflicted by your poison, there is 80% chance to reduce their target's magic, melee, and range defenses. So you're already decreasing their defenses with this passive, and if you're running Thundercloud, which I do on this one, I have the same ability, same perk in here somewhere. Oh, I think I took it off for because I was trying something out. Let's go ahead and put that back in. Which one was the other one? Yeah, this weird one. There we go. So you're already with the weaken with the Thunderclouds, you're reducing their endurance. This also reduces all defenses. So you're just making them very, very perceptible for attacks from your teammates. Now, another big effect or big perk that I like is Devoted Shield. This is your bow passive. You have a 9.5% chance to pop a shield. This is really great when you have a greatsword user just bursting on you. If this shield pops, it keeps you alive and you can run away. I love it. It's very, very, very nice, very effective. A lot of my DPS friends are just going straight damage on all perks, on everything. They're not thinking about defenses, so you don't see them running Smokescreen, you don't see them running Devoted Shield, but I'm telling you, these are really, really good abilities. Of course, you're going to want to have magic, melee, and ranged critical hit chances increased by 258. That is a good Dagger passive. This is why I chose Dagger, because you're going to increase your crit. And it also increases your crit damage by 16.8. Most basic passive out there, but it's amazing. It helps increase that damage, bigger crit numbers, big numbers, big numbers. Which one have I not talked about this? Oh, this one. Each 1 meter of distance away from a target increases your magic melee and range critical hit chances by 20 and critical damage by 0.4. So you want to get a bow that's got some range on it. I went with the Carnix. I can show you my loadout another day if you'd like. But this one is just you want to stay farther away from the target. You're going to hit them a little bit harder. And the last one, using a movement or mobility or movement skill increases damage reduction by 14 and increases in ranged and magic evasion by 540. Again, I have that on both PvP builds, as you might notice. This is very good for survivability. So your movement skill is going to be Shadow Escape. So when you teleport in and you start loading in your dagger abilities, this is very nice because it's going to increase your evasion. So it's harder for them to hit you right after you hit them, because sometimes you'll get binded or stunned while you're meleeing them and they think they got to jump on you. Just hope your shield procs and you hit Shadow Walker. It's going to proc as well, so your evasion goes up. They might miss their attacks, and then you can just CC immunity, use your camouflage cloak, and get out. But that's pretty much it, guys. I will post a build down below, and if you guys like it, give me a like on the YouTube video. I'm going to start posting more content here. If there's anything else you want to learn about, I can show you here my stats if you're interested, and why I'm chose to run 34 strength, 40 dex, 30 wisdom, and 30 perception. I'm still kind of playing around with these numbers here. I know it's a little spread out right now, but there's a reason to my madness until I get some more gear upgrades to lower my strength. I just needed the 30 strength to get me the base health, the max health for 750. Also, I figured out that strength increases the lower number on your base damage, and wisdom increases your higher number. So your max damage, it goes up by 2, but the strength helps up that lower number. So very, very, very helpful. But again, that's a whole nother video I can go into with this. But Carnix bow is the bow that I'm using currently. It just helps out my party members. I have been grinding traits like crazy, and I got a couple lucky ones on the crit hit chance. Been very unlucky with hit chance. And then my daggers, I'm running the Laquirius Wicked Thorns, and yeah, man, been having a lot of fun with that. Increases the base damage and mobility skills right there. I love it, I love it, I love it. But again, if you guys have any questions, just put it down in the comments. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe, and hopefully I'll see you guys in the next video.